Hey there, how you doing? I got another quickie tip for you. What do you do, or what environments do you notice you have the most creativity? In other words, you start getting some ideas. Now, for me, let me straighten this out a little bit there. For me, I have several places. Number one, when I go to the gym, I get on the treadmill, listening to podcasts or things like that. Sometimes I get inspired to go down a path. Not necessarily what they're talking about on the podcast, but it stimulates my brain such that I think of something related in my life that I can do for business or taking care of myself, whatever. And I think part of it is getting being on a treadmill or some sort of cardio exerciser. You're getting the oxygen to your brain, you're getting the blood circulating, through your body. You're getting invigorated, you're getting the endorphins going, those kind of things. So for me, that's one place I get inspired and get stimulated to come up with ideas for doing things. Also the podcast, you get ideas from them, but also you can get a tangent off what they're talking about that may relate more to what you're doing. So that's one for me. Another one is the shower, of all places. I think maybe because I'm alone, it's quiet, the hot water is stimulating. I'm not sure what it is there, but I'll be there all by myself and my brain's going and getting ideas and things I can do, as far as like developing a to-do list for what I need to do on a project, things like that. And third and finally, it's a mixed blessing for me. I tend to wake up after midnight at times, either to get up and get a drink or go to the bathroom, whatever. Sometimes I come back to bed and go right back to sleep. Other times, my brain is fully awake. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, because the bad thing is since it's so awake, I can start thinking about things like, did I pay that bill? Or tomorrow I got to make sure I do this task at work or on my business, whatever. And it's just snowballs. One of the things I found to help with that, to help get it out of my head so I can go back to sleep, is on your nightstand, have a little notepad with a pen or pencil and write that stuff down, so that in the morning you can look at it, you won't forget about it. And that's part of the anxiety is, am I going to forget to do something important? Now, on the positive side is that I call it, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's called twilight sleep. You're partially in sleep and partially awake. So it's like dreaming, but you can control it. I've come up with a lot of ideas in that state. And again, I also write those down because I don't want to forget it. I will do full videos, talking head kind of a thing, while I'm laying there in the twilight zone, and I'll write it down. Now, if it's really good, or if it's really got me stimulated, like I cannot go back to sleep, I'll just get out of bed, go in my home office, and open up my laptop and start typing it, so I make sure I do everything. One of the reasons I do that, now, not everybody handles their dreams the same way. I'm one of those people that if I have a dream, unless of course it's really extreme, like when I was a kid, I'd had some really bad nightmares. But for the most part, like in the morning, if I don't tell my wife about my dream right away, in the afternoon, I won't remember anything about the dream. And it's the same thing with this situation, to where I have this idea or this thought or this speech I want to do, presentation I want to do, is that if I don't make notes of it at the moment, or as soon as I wake up in the morning, make notes of it, by the time I have a place in my schedule where I can sit down and do it, I'll either forget about it or forget a lot of the details of it, or at the end of the day around dinner time, I thought, what was I thinking about? It might be gone. It's weird how my memory, I have state-specific memory to whether I'm asleep or in twilight sleep or whatever. So anyhow, think about the places and experiences or situations that you come up with your ideas, and really add fuel to that fire. You know, if it's like me, you're getting on a treadmill, you know, have your phone with you or something to write on. Write those ideas down. Don't lose them, because sometimes you'll come up with an idea that you never know. If you follow through on it, you know, you execute on that, that might be the next big thing. And next thing you know, you started a company or expanded your company, and you've got a product that no one else has ever thought of before. And you might become the next billionaire. So anyhow, focus on areas and situations where you get really creative and come up with ideas so you can generate more, and make a record of them, whether it's a voice recording, a to-do list on your phone, or writing it down on paper. Whatever works for you, do it. Because here's the thing, I can go back on this. When I was younger, I used to come up with a lot of ideas, and I got to tell you, I never executed because the ideas had nothing to do with my major. This is primarily in college. And you know what? Someone else had the same idea, and they're making a lot of money doing it. So don't waste your ideas. Anyhow, have a great day. Talk to you again. Donald Henderson checking out.